Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Live from the Alps in Austria. Mamish, unbelievable. The flights habayra everywhere you turn. You walk out of the hotel 3 steps, and there's a river, and there's a waterfall, and there's Alps, and there's snow-capped mountains. It's unbelievable. Food is amazing. They just brought us cake for the Archaim HaKadash's yard side. It's amazing cake. It's gone. The good one is gone. The other one, I don't know. I didn't even taste. It's a big schus for us to have some chashva guests. We have Shimi Liefman and Gigi Mechlowitz from Manchester. You also live in Manchester? Really? For some reason, I thought... What wasn't he then in... No, that was somebody else. It was him in South Africa. Who was in South Africa? Also... Yeah, it was you? That's a different story. And we have with us, with us the Schlafraks and Leon Welcher all the way from South Africa, and Mamish B'neis Galui, maybe I'll say Goimel. There was a landslide here in Austria. Where? Kaunertal, and 200 people. No, did anybody get hurt? No. Nobody got hurt. And Eli Stefansky was rescued by a helicopter. Here it is. This is what a landslide looks like. That's the road that is covered with mud. If you look closely, you can see. What? Can't pass, you can't do anything. But a helicopter took them out, so they got a free helicopter ride.
H&G should come.
Oh, they are in the helicopter. They're taking this video above the clouds, above the fog. Listen, it's very, very natural over here, and things can happen. Givaldik. So after all the Shalom Aleichems, thank you. I got it. This is Nachmeni, Yair Ben Chaim, another round of Miluim in Gvul, at the border of Syria. This is at a wedding in London. The sound guy is pretending he's doing the sound. He has the... No, but... It's probably
just unbelievable. Position, sound, cylinder. Ashkamasis. It's special, huh? Ashkamasis. Wow, that's beautiful.
Okay, in every matzav, in every situation, we learn Torah. The official edition of the Y Shas Masechet by Zevin Yal Sholav Perek Yilana Mary Davidovici Lilishmas Shai Ben Aaron Yocheved Chava Yitel Bas Avram Daf Samachalef Eli Stefansky Shmuel Schuster in honor of my wife Ahuva, a true Ashes Chayil. The Masechet sponsored by David Salomon, dedicated in memory of Avi Meir, Shmuel Borgman, Reb Chaim Tzidov Zichron Levracha, by the Palachik Family Foundation in honor of Naftali Palachik, in honor of MDY Latin American, their warm hospitality. Anonymous, Hatzlach Brooklyn Zuvagashmis, and thank you to Chief Benny, who's on his way here. Shmuel and Ahuva Schuster for continuing Hatzlach and Nachas from our children. Oh, same person that donated Dav Samachalef. By Anonymous for a complete refuah Shleiman Arichas Yom Taleya Basester, B'Yom and Daniel Rosenfeld, Brios for Simcha. Monthly sponsors is a new one I see over here. No, it's all on the same page. Lilin Ishmas, Yonatan Eitam, Ben Mordechai Zeva Kohen Zuchron Levracha, and by the Tzviz, Lilin Ishmas, Yonatan Eitam, Ben Mordechai Zeva Kohen Zuchron Levracha. Ari Simon, for Shlema Avi Mori, Baruch Ben Miriam. We could sponsor Spanish year sponsors. Big refuah Shlema to a close friend, Naftali Hertz Ben Chaya Pesio. Daily sponsors David Carfunkel. For Shlema for Esther Pesel Bas Beilachai, who's having a liver transplant. Refuah Shleima Yitzchak Weinberger, lead interest Rabbi Yezid Daniel Yoinai Limelech Ben Reb David Snei Alechazim Hashem Mosa Nafshoy Be Chashoy. I don't see Chashoy, but okay. No.
It could be 70 characters right now.
That's what it is. Yosef Robbins, Daf Samachalef, with gratitude to Rebelli, Yeshua Koyach, Stefansky Eli. Anyway, art month for Shlema Mordechai Ben Esther. Maybe that's what he meant. Rufus Ayelet, Daniel Zev ben Ayelet Esther. Rabbi Yisrael, we have a daf continuing with the Agadata, and then Geshmaka stuff of the Simonim of birds, easy sugya, short daf. Here we go. I think I might have skipped some lines because that is one of the problems of giving a shir without Rav Nachman Seltzer and all the people. As Mendy Auerbach left today, he turned around and he says he's giving Rishus to Shimi Leifman to do the Weiter.
Weiter.
You only get 2 of those as shir. Sponsors. Okay. So let's just do a few lines over here that we might have missed. Smack in middle of Daf Samachom and Beis, Rav Nachman Papa Havali Aiginsa. It's an opportunity to talk about a tremendous yisoid that I think the Gemara is saying over here. Rav Nachman had a garden. Shadebe bizrone v'leitzamach. He threw some seeds in there and nothing grew. Boirachme. So he started davening. Also mitra v'tzamach. The rain came and it grew. Omar hainu de Ravasi. That's Ravasi's yisoid. What's Ravasi's yisoid? It seems like Ravasi says that although the grasses grew on the 3rd day of Brias Ha'olam, you didn't see it until Friday, because other Mauritian had a daven for it. It's there. It's a new look. It's not the pshat that you daven and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes it grow. The pshat is it grows. It's 50% there. That final push out, you need a daven for. Hashem wants to hear you daven. Hashem is avalit filasan shel tzadikim. The shidduch is there. It's at your doorstep. You just have to open the door. How do you open the door? You have to daven. It's there. It's pashat there. It's mamish touching. You gotta find it. How? By davening. Omar Rav Chanan bar Rava hashesua bria b'fnei atzmo. This we did. Okay. So now we're going to skip all the way to Amar Rav Shimon Lakish. To remind the Olam that when it comes to Agadata, Shkoyach Tzadik, when it comes to Agadata, no one can claim that they understand what's going on. In fact, there are a lot of things. Some things you might understand. There are lines that are just what's going on. It just doesn't make sense. It's not common sense. It's like you could tell that there's something hidden over here. This might be one of them. Harbe mikrois shru'uyin l'saref. Literally, some psukim, you should burn them. V'heinen gufi Torah. It's telling you, you would think that there's some psukim that are just don't make any sense. Why are they in the Torah? And then, if you get a peek and you understand real pshat, you get to see why this pasuk is super, super important. And the Gemara goes on to give examples. But the lashon is a really strong lashon. We should burn them. They're extra. They make no sense. Burn the pasuk, chas v'shalom. The famous story with the Vilna Gaon. And these stories, by the way, sometimes they say a story about a tzaddik. You say to yourself, Adiyah Adinain. Like, I wonder when that story was invented. Was it invented last year, 20 years ago, 100 years? Like, who saw it? But when it comes to the Vilna Gaon, most of the stories are testimony of Reb Chaim Volozhiner. Galadar, he says the stories over. He writes them. So he says that the Vilna Gaon had, I don't remember anymore, the amount of, you might remember, Achois Loiton Timna. Words that, what does it mean? So the sister Timna, what's going on here? And he says a lot of pshatim in the hundreds. That's maybe what it was.
One in the dream.
Yeah, that's the one. You think it's Aluza ben Negev one? Maybe that's Aluza ben Negev. Okay, it makes more sense. Aluza ben Negev. So we'll switch the story. Then they'll say, oh, yeah, that's the story because Stefansky said it. No, do not rely on me. But he had a lot of pshatim. Look it up, how many, in the hundreds maybe, of Aluza ben Negev. But then he thought about it during Shemona Esrei, I think. He had a hirur on the Pshnu Pshat or something in Aluza ben Negev, and he lost all his pshatim. He had tremendous tsar. Reb Chaim Volozhin asked him, why? What's going on? And he told him the story. and then it came back to him. He did tshuva or something. Fine. So here you have a pasuk. These goyim called the avim, they're sitting in chatzerim. Where do they live? Adaza. Who in the world cares? Happened thousands of years ago, and this group of goyim, they live next to here. And so, if you don't know pshat, you don't have the Gemara, it seems completely extra. Burn it. He says no. It's super important. My nafkiminalon, my nafkilonamino. If you remember the famous shvuah that Avimelech made Avram make, Im tishkar li ulenini ulenechti. I'm making you swear that you're not going to harm me, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren. Kids, you're never going to harm me and the plishtim. So now we have a problem. But we need a solution to the problem. Every problem has a solution. How in the world are Klal Yisrael going to capture the plishtim and take over Eretz Yisrael when Avram Avinu promised him he's not going to touch him and his for future generations? So what HaKadosh Baruch Hu do? HaKadosh Baruch Hu leisu kaftorim lipku ma'avim. You know what? It won't be the Jews' problem. It'll be the kaftorim's problem. Let the kaftorim knock out the plishtim, the avim people. Which are the plishtim? The Ainu plishtim. Once the avim are in place, and where they? How do we know they're in place? They're already sitting there all the way to Gaza. Now it's fine for the Yidden to go and kill the Kaftarim people. That's fine. Now, similarly we say Ki Cheshbon Ir Sichoin Melech HaMoiri Hi V'Nilcham Melech Moav. My nafkim, you know what's the difference? Similar, Damar LaKadosh Baruch Hu Yisrael Al Totzar Moav. Don't give any tzar to Moav. Don't fight with Moav. You have to have a karas HaToiv. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu Leisei Sichon Leipik V'Moav. Therefore, you don't do the job. We'll have Sichon take care of Moav. And then the Klal Yisrael will come and take away from Sichon. And that's where Papa says, Amanu Moav Taru b'Sichon. They were able to get to do the job with Moav through Sichon. You let Sichon do the dirty work, then you go and you knock Sichon out. Done. Givaldik Amaisa, where a guy, he was feeding his cow a bunch of milk. So somebody told him, what are you doing? You don't get, cow gives milk, it doesn't drink milk. He says, no. This milk is chol stam. So I give my chol stam to the cow drinks it, and now comes chol Yisrael. That's tiaru chol stam b'chol Yisrael. This is how you make chol Yisrael. Same thing. Almost the same thing. Moav through Sichon, Givaldik. Another super interesting pasuk that you think that you'd have to get rid of, it says in the pasuk, Tzidonim yikru l'chermon Siryon. What's going on here? The Tzidonim are going to call the Chermon. We're talking about the Chermon, the mountain in Eretz Yisrael that has snow on it. They're going to call it Syria. Tanas Nir v'Siryon Mahari Eretz Yisrael. These are actually mountains in Eretz Yisrael. There's a question that everybody that goes to the Alps has. That is, if Eretz Yisrael is the nicest country in the world, what is going on here? These Alps look pretty nice to me. It's a big problem. Don't go off the derech because of it, but it's a problem. It's like my daughter tells me, oh, Utah's nicer than the Alps. Obviously, she's never been here. They're maybe 30% the height of these Alps. And to find one waterfall in Utah, I had to travel who knows where. So, no, she doesn't know what she's talking about. But somebody once showed me that Eretz Yisrael's border really is all the way out here. It goes through the ocean, and there's a line. They draw up a line that eventually this is where Eretz Yisrael is going to be. So you guys can hop here, first dibs. You might be a little far from the Kaisel, but out here. So, says the Gemara, this is the Belzer told this to me. Zak the Gemara, he showed me a whole map, how it goes, and he showed me sources. Say, no, it goes straight out. Turkey and the whole. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of Yidden here in Eretz Yisrael. Need more real estate. You tell that guy on the train. You hear this Rabbi says crazy stuff. What's going on here? Shimon and Gigi, they're on the train. 2 different times, 2 different cars. People told him, Jew, go back to where you came from. Bizarre Lashon. What was the Lashon?
You got to record it. Do you have a video?
No.
What's the Lashon? They said the same exact Lashon?
Yehud.
No, they said we like Jews, don't like Zionists.
Oh, we like Jews, we don't like Zionists. That's one guy.
That's
Yeah,
one
and they're going to say, go and kill the babies in Gaza.
Go kill babies in Gaza.
It was awful.
I got them to join the share.
Today it was
Maybe they'll listen to the show now.
Yeah, I got them to join the share.
Got him to join the share. That's what we need. Him giving those comments every day. Zok the Gemara. So he says, we're 4 lines from the bottom. Each one of these people went and created a giant city for himself, and he called it after the name of the mountains in Eretz Yisrael. I might have skipped this line in Hebrew. I don't remember saying it in Hebrew. You should know that the Goyim, they use our names, they love them, and they mimic the names for their cities as well. Similarly, so you think, if I asked you why in the world did Yosef HaTzadik take the Mitzrim and move them to different cities? If you lived in Taba, he moved you to, what's the? Cairo. Cairo, very good. Cairo is the... And if you lived in Cairo, to Sharm Sheikh. Why? Why? So I think the simple pshat would be to show who's the ruler. I'm in control. I'm going to tell you exactly where to live. You live here, you live there. The Gemara says, no, there's something deeper here. He was thinking about his brothers. How can I make it better for another Yid? Huh? To always think about the other. They shouldn't say, hey, Jew, go back to where you came from. You also go back to where you came from. You used to be in Cairo. What are you doing here? Big chacham. So everybody's mixed up. You go to this, you go to this, and Mela, everybody will be okay with the Jews. Now we're going into the sugya of the birds. Let me tell you this whole sugya. It's actually very, very short. Even I'm saying Amud Aleph and Amud Beis is less than a regular Amud together. But the idea is also very short. Let me just tell you the whole daf. Mamish al regel achas. There are 4 simonim that we learned of that make a bird kosher. And those same 4 simonim are in the eagle, but in reverse. Make a bird treif. What are they? A kosher bird has a zepek. It's the first bag that the food goes into. It has a kurkavan, which we call like a pipik, a pupik, a gizzard. And I'm going to show you a video, a gewaldige video, that the way the Rebbeinu Shalom made it is that it needs to grind up the food, and it doesn't have good grinders. So they eat pebbles, sharp stones. And when you open up a gizzard, I'm going to show you, the guy opens it up, hundreds of small, sharp pebbles, and that grinds up the food. The gizzard goes like this, and the pebbles push, and it's great. And you could eat the gizzard. So the gizzard has a little layer in it that peels off super easy. Showed it yesterday, the yellow. And the guy's going to do it on the video. So if it peels off easy, siman that it's kosher. It also has an extra finger in the back, a kosher bird. And it also eats directly from the floor. You see pigeons, they peck on the floor. Whereas a parrot could also, but we saw the parrot eating, an eagle, they use their hand, they use their foot. They eat. That's one pshat in Dairis. All the Gemara is going to tell us is a phenomenal chiddush, that in order for a bird to be kosher, it has to have one out of these 4 things. It doesn't have to have 4. It doesn't have to have 2. 1. If it has a zepek, kosher. If it has extra finger, kosher. Now think about it. I didn't look at it, but Mistama, there's tens of thousands of species of birds, maybe hundreds of thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, right? We said in Bet Shemesh there was 250, 500 types of birds just in that area. So only 24 birds in the entire world are treif. You hear that? 24 birds in the entire world are treif. Those are the birds that are brought down in the Torah. Just what? When it comes to birds, the Gemara tells us, whereas animals, we don't have this, but in birds, you have to have a Messiris. But if you know for a fact it's not one of those 24 birds, how do you know what the 24 birds are? Nobody knows what a Paris and a Znia really are. So you're not really going to know. But if you know, then you could actually eat all these different birds flying around there. There's many birds. You have a stork, you have this. The stork might be one of the 24. I think it is. But Chasida, whatever the Chasida is. But I'm saying, there's a lot of birds. Does it say in the Torah Tuki? I don't think so. But all it needs is one siman kosher, not 4. So that's the whole sugi really. Just the question in the sugi is, so if one is good, so then why does the Torah talk about a eagle and tell us that it has 4 no good? The point is, even one no good is a chiddush, and the Torah talks about birds that have one that is not. They have 3 kosher, but one are good. It's one of the 24 birds, so that's why it's treif. We really have to understand. That's all the way at the end of the sugi. Why does the Torah say that a kosher bird has 4 simanim? The Torah doesn't say it. The Chachamim say it's 4 simanim. Why? I forgot to show the Israelis. Let me show it now so I don't forget. Wow. But this is not so good. What I wanted to show is the word tzipar over here. You guys see the word tzipar? Yeah. The second letter of every word. Tzadik, Pei, Vav, Reish.
Third letter.
Yeah, no, you should have taken out the Vav over there. So let's see inside that whole thing I just told you. It says, we learned in the Mishnah that the animals we know are Maligera, Mafritz, Parasa, that's in the Torah. But the simanim of a bird, that's not mentioned anywhere. Second line in the Mishnah, Daf Nun Tes Amud Aleph. Simanim beidim of a chayim emru min ha-Torah, v'simanim of lo nemru. Avalo amru chachamim, the Mishnah continues, Koloif, and then it goes on to say the simanim, Koloif hadar is tamei, kol sheyesh lo etzva yiseir v'zevik kurbanim l'vtar. Great. So the Gemara is asking, why do you say that there's no simanim of the bird? We do have the simanim of the bird, v'lo, v'tanya nesher. So what's a nesher? So in common Hebrew, although as an American I thought nesher always meant an eagle, but in common Hebrew, nesher is a vulture. But fascinating that Tosfos and Daf Samach Gimel, Omer Aleph, Dibur Maskil, I'll just tell you, it's 10 lines from the bottom, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 lines from the bottom. He says, Gabi Nesher Shekar, an eagle. So Tosfos agrees that it might be an eagle. Samach. The Noise Gizolov, Al-Kanfov, everybody believes, the Nesher is like a beautiful, bald, American bald eagle. It might be that ugly. Oh! Great, he did it. Tzipar, here now. Excellent. Givaldik. Okay, thank you, Mark. You're great. You're almost like Dave. Says Gemara, Vatanya Nesher, Man Nesher Miyuchad, what's special about the Nesher? She'ein lo yetzva yiseirav zefek ve'ein kurbanoi niklav. It doesn't have an extra finger in the back, and it doesn't have a zepek, ve'ein kurbanoi niklav, and it doesn't peel. V'doires v'oichal. So all these, take a look at this. Gewaldige stuff. So let's start slowly. First of all, let's see kurbanoi niklav.
All right, this is how we process a turkey gizzard. It's exactly the same as a chicken gizzard.
Turkey.
We take a really sharp knife, we cut around the edge of the gizzard. It has some fat on it, it's a little harder to get through. Cut all the way around. Keep spinning the gizzard as you're doing it. And once you cut all the way around, you can open it up, and you can start seeing the rocks and whatnot in there. You just open it, pull, and there you can see all the grass, all the rocks, everything in there. And what you're going to do is you're going to come over here and you'll see where the white meets the yellow, and you'll just grab it and you'll peel it. And you keep peeling. It's a little hard. It's best to keep these in the refrigerator overnight to let them cool down, and it's much easier to peel it at that point.
Wow.
So yeah, you just keep peeling.
That's niklav kurbanoi.
And then you wash it, and you have an edible gizzard.
Beautiful, huh?
Very cool.
Very cool. Those little rocks, sharp, pointy ones, gewaldig. So that's Kurkabon Niklaf. Now, what does Doris mean? By the way, here's a picture. I don't know who. Oh, somebody edited it. I took this of just. I don't know what it is. It's here in the Alps, so I decided I'll take it with the background. It's not kosher. It's Hasidim maybe. So what's Doris? Doris. So we learned Doris, according to Rashi, means that it eats its food with its hand. There's Rashi here, eats the food with its hand. There's another Rashi that says that he stands on it, he makes sure it doesn't fly away, let's say, or run away, and he eats the food. And then you have Tosfos that holds that he eats the food while it's still alive. Those are the three Pshatim Doris. We're going with Rashi right now that he's eating the food. Great. He eats it with his hand. We had this. Extra etzbei seira, according to Rashi, means the one on the bottom. Tosfos says, you see, chickens have the etzbei seira, so therefore he says it's up there, up above. Just to point out, there's a big problem today with today's chickens. The problem that they raise is that doris means that you eat with the hand, according to Rashi. Chickens also eat with their hands, so they have a simon of treifa. So, but truth is, you don't need all simanim. I don't know what the big problem is, but okay. He says no. If only treif birds eat like that, how come the chicken does? Maybe it's because they I don't know how to say kilayim. They bred other types of birds to make it stronger, and it got one of those characteristics of another bird, and that's why it's a right that it's not a chicken. That's why they're complaining. Okay. So the question is, oh, so over here we have the simanim. Here's the 4 simanim. So why are you telling me that the birds don't have simanim? If you look at the Mishnah, in Mefurish in the Mishnah, what's the lashon in the Mishnah? The Mishnah says, simanim nemru minat Torah. And it says Mefurish simanim loy nemru. What? In the Torah. It's from Chachamim. Okay, so Abai is not saying much. I think he's just explaining that you're right. There are 4 simanim. That's only Chacham said it. Okay. So then the Gemara says what I was telling you before. Any bird that has 1 siman, provided that you know it's not the other 23 birds. We know what a nesher is. We know, okay, that's 1. But provided you know the other 23 birds, it's not one of those, and it has 1 siman that it's tar. Let's say it has a kurka vaniklaf, it has a gizzard that peels easy, tar. Why? Because it's not similar to the eagle or to the vulture, which doesn't have any. Eagle doesn't have any of them, so you're not allowed to eat them. And here the Gemara says first, if it even has just 1, so you're allowed to eat it. Just want to see something here. What was that? Okay. Yeah. So Zok the Gemara. Okay. I just want to tell you this Moira the Gemaisa. I saw it in the Hebrew, they loved it. So I'll tell it to you. I see at least 2 people here heard it from the Hebrew cheaters. I think it's important though for the Olam to hear. So we had some new friends that started to share, so they need to hear this stuff. It's oldie side, but it's a good one. That an eagle egg, rolled its way into the chicken pen, to the coop. And chickens, how do you say, the gar in Hebrew, in English, sat and they roosted it. They, if you don't know, how should I know? They incubated it. Okay, no, shvach. That's what what the machine does, but I didn't know that. Okay. So they sat on these eggs. And sure enough, one day, out pops an eagle. The eagle looks around and he sees other chickens. So he thought he's a chicken. So he's acting like a chicken. He started eating and pecking, this, that. He didn't realize that he's an eagle. And just as chickens don't really fly, they flap a lot. They could jump, 5 feet. When they want to, they use their wings a little bit just to glide or whatever. So he did the same thing. And then one of these guys comes along, a bucky in eagles, and he can't believe his eyes. And he goes over to this eagle. He tells him, "Eagle, what are you doing? You can fly. What are you sitting here? You could run, fly around and see the Alps. What are you doing down there below?" He says, "No." So he takes him and he throws him. No. And then one day, he flaps his wings and he goes a few feet, a few meters, and he lands. The next day, a little bit more. And eventually he realized, hey, I could fly. All these guys, my brothers over here can't fly, but I could. What's the mashal? The nimshal is that I meet a lot of these people. They tell me, I'm not good at Gemara. Not good at Gemara. I say, how do you know? Because he grew up, one of his rabbeim told him he's not good at Gemara. You're never going to be good at Gemara. So he's there, he's like a chicken. His whole life, he thinks he's a chicken. But Lamai say he has a good head. He has a good head. And he has the wings to do it, but he doesn't, he's stuck in what his Rebbe told him, and maybe his mother even said once a snide remark to him. His father might have said something to him, and he's stuck. I'm going to use it as a mashal, even though he might be upset at me, but our CEO, Yossi Klein, told me a number of times, I'm a shaita. I said, why do you say that? You're a smart guy. No, my Rebbe told me I'm a shaita. This is what he told an adult. This is an adult. He has a successful business. He does great things for MDY. My Rebbe told me. I'm telling you, Rebbe, trust me. My Rebbe told me when I was. This is what I said. I tell him, it's not a joke. It's sad. His Rebbe did tell him that, and he's running around his whole life believing he's a chicken, but he's not stam an eagle. He's one of the most powerful eagles I know. You just got to flap your wings a little bit, try it out, and see. The sight. All right, you can't say it enough, but I hear it again and again. People tell me the same. It's like, but who told you? So trust me, I know. Then you get down to the bottom, and it turns out it's one. And then if you go meet that Rebbe, you'll see what a shaita that guy is. That guy's the real shaita. He's the real. You, when you're a little kid, you thought he's like the Galadar. No, the guy's a shaita. He talks to kids like that. It's obvious shaita, right? Yeah, fine. Zog the Gemara. Oh. Ask the Gemara, so now we just have to understand why we need a Nesher, why we need Tar, why we need Azniya, why we need all these things. I think Gemara is going to make a little Seder here. Let's learn from the kosher birds, the Tarim. Ma Tarim dikekulu arba, the pigeons, they have all 4. They have a zapek, they have an extra finger, they have a gizzard that peels easily, and they're not Dairis. So maybe in order to be kosher, you need all 4. You just established that 1 out of the 4 is enough to make it kosher. Maybe you need all 4, like a pigeon. By the way, the Karayim, those guys that live on Har Grizim, they only eat pigeon. They won't eat chicken. Because of this. That's what's in the Torah. That's it. That's all they eat. They don't eat. Doesn't say in the Torah turkey. Doesn't say chicken. So they don't eat it. As the Gemara, I've called Lasa. Sorry. Imkain sharoifos tmeim the kasa rachmana lamali. The Torah says that there's another there's 24 birds total. The Torah says that are tamei. Now, 20 out of the 24 have 3 simonim of kashrus. 3 that are kosher. So why would the Torah say that they're tamei? If even 1 makes it tamei, so certainly if they have 3 or 4, I mean, the fact that the Torah says that these birds are tamei is because typically they're not tamei. It's only these birds that are tamei. Any bird that's similar to them, that has 1 kosher siman, is tar automatically. That's why the Torah said that these are tamei. So learn from these 24 birds and not from the pigeons. In other words, even if you have 1 siman or 3 simonim of kashrus, it's still tameh. You have 3 simonim of tahara, and you don't eat. I've called lots of loyanechel. So anything that has 3 simonim of kashrus is not good enough. You need 4 simonim of kashrus. We call it trei v'chad, and certainly if it only has 2 simonim of kashrus, 1 simonim of kashrus. Says Gemara, MK, no, the cause of Rachman Allah, a raven which has an extra finger and a zepek, which has 2 simonim of kashrus. Why does it have to say it? Why do you need to tell me that if it has two simonim kashrus, it's treif? Even if it has 3 simonim kashrus, it's treif. This is treif mebaya. Oh, so now I'll have samach mechalaf on the base. Hold on a second. Vaita.
Sponsors.
Okay, he wanted so badly. Turn over the daf. Tammuz, Adar Global, the official non-corporate sponsor of the MDY League and Encore Healthcare as a schos for all of Klal Yisrael. Says the Gemara. So why don't we learn from a raven? Ma'azim trei loy. 2 simonim of tahara is not enough. I've called trei loy. Let me just see. Hold on, Mark. 1 second. Let's do this for a second. Eagle has 0 simoni kashrus. Oznia has 3 simoni kashrus. Oh, maybe not. Hold on 1 second. Let's check it out. No, they only have 1. Peres Oznia, Mark, we have to change Peres Oznia to 1, from 3 to 1. And Oirev has 2. That for sure. That the Gemara says straight out has 2, and Nesher is the Peres Oznia has 1. Are you able to change that? Please. A lot of fixing today. Okay. Vanilla. By the way, just to tell the oilam, to share a little bit. A lot of these shiurim is traveling all day. And I'm having fun. Don't get me wrong. I love looking at the Alps. It's not so much fun preparing. Going from here today. I came from Zurich, Rhine Falls, this, that, the whole, Dinner tonight is good dinner, no, for real. Excellent. Did I let you down with the dinner? That first course, no, what was that? That was
I heard cheating. Kukulun.
That was a kurkuman.
That's not stoned aside.
That was awesome. Anyway, shkoyach. Parsons has 1. Shkoyach, I see. Yeah, you see how quick? Wow, he's better than Dave. Everybody's getting better and better by the minute. Look at that art. Geschmack. Top. Where was I? I have no idea.
To share, you were sharing.
Know the story.
You were sharing.
About what?
About your trip, your travel.
Oh, I was sharing that, yes, I wish I had more time to prepare and to go over stuff with Yoshi and see and correct some mistakes before share. It's just difficult. I don't have a computer. I don't have access to the internet and the whole thing. Okay. Bekitzer, it's on the road. We do the best we can. Get up a little earlier than usual. Givaldik. So, V'leilav Ma'ariv, Ma'azam Trei Loi, Afkol Trei Loi, Imkein, Peres V'ozniya, the Kazar Rachmon Olamali. Peres, that has 1 siman of kashrus, has Islay Trei Lo Yachlinon, Dislay Chad Meboya. If the raven, here's the raven, right? Raven's on the screen. Let's see. If the raven, which has 2 good things going for him, you're not allowed to eat it. So certainly the Peres V'ozniya that only has 1 good thing going for him, 1 kosher, of course he can't eat it. So why does the Torah say Peres V'ozniya? Which, by the way, we're not so sure what it is, but Gershi Rose claims he knows what it is. He did some research when he was in Australia, and when you're in Australia, you have more of a right to decide what bird is what, because they're closer to nature over there. He did some research based on different things, the aruch and I don't know what, and this is what the Kail came out with. So obviously, we're not going to paskin anything. This is just to make the slide nicer and more colorful. Actually, very, very nice birds. And when you go through the Alps, you'll see these massive birds, but they're birds of prey. They're looking for something. You see them also like in Miami, but there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. Not a whole lot of wildlife, though, I noticed there. Seeing they have cows, horses, but you don't see like fox, bear, like that kind of stuff. And I don't know. Okay, interesting stuff. Zog the Gemara. What else do we need to show? That's one more. Here's the Gershi. I think this is Gershi's list. So where's the Osnia? Oh, all the way in the beginning. The bearded vulture, osprey, fishhawk. Okay, that's what they decided it is. Very nice. Says Gemara, "Benigmar Peres Vosnia." Learn from a person's Znia. That what? That if it has one simin kosher, no good. Imkei nesher the kosher rachmana lamali. So then why did the Torah talk about an eagle? Why the eagle? Let's go back to that picture. Eagle has 0 going for it. If the Peres in Oznia has one good thing going for it, you're not allowed to eat it. So the nesher that has 0 good for it, nothing, doesn't have one single maila, so of course you can't eat it. So why did the Torah talk about a nesher? El nesher. Let's so here's the side again. The only thing you're not allowed to eat is something that doesn't have any simoni kashrus, like an esher. We learn from the eagle that if it has one good thing going for it, you're allowed to eat it. Those are special. The Torah said 24 birds out of the entire bria, which is in the thousands and thousands. Somebody look it up quickly again. Shimmy, you're on ChatGPT maybe?
Take a picture of your socks. Socks.
So let me at least make them look good for you. Let me pull them up.
What's the shiner?
This guy's taking pictures of socks and those shit.
Socks.
My shaila is, how many birds are there in the world? Different types of birds. So call them species. How many species of birds? Tens of thousands. Didn't we look it up yesterday?
He did. No, he must have looked it up.
Motzei Shabbos.
Oh, Motzei Shabbos, they looked it up. Which is?
50 billion.
No. That's the amount of ants there are. No, ants, there's trillions.
11,000 bird species alive today.
11,000 bird species, and out of the 11,000 bird species, 24 are asatit. That's incredible. In the time of Mashiach, we're going to be eating the craziest birds ever. Unbelievable. Okay, yeah, I think that's what they said on Motzei Shabbos. I just forgot already. By the way, I didn't tell this to the Israelis. The Medrash says, why is it called Ozniya? Because of the azos that it has. Ozniya is the azpanim, chutzif. So Reb Shlomo Zalman Auerbach asks, so if so, why do we say have a az ke nomer? Say have a az ke Ozniya. So he says Moridik. Also Yisoid. He says an Ozniya is a weak animal. It's a little bird. You give it a flick, you'll kill it. But it has azos. That's fake azos. A nomer is a very vicious animal. It's a strong animal. We in South Africa saw the nomer could take a kill that's double its size and carry it up a tree as if it's nothing in its mouth. But it just climbs up a tree with a dead gazelle. Not right. He could have azos. He could have azos. So you should be a real az. Don't be a az panim, something that you don't belong in. You have no shaykhs doing, I'm this. No, that's where you have shaykhs, where you this, then you should be az panim. Havele peres ozniya shteik suvam aboim keachol. That's the Gemara. Oh. Velatayv the Kozer Rachman and Esher. Yeah, that's what I'm holding. If I skip any words, tell me. Good, because two guys come to me in Switzerland, they say, last night in Zurich, oh, you missed this line, but I didn't want to say anything. Why not? Help. You should be Az. Over there, you should be Az. So this is, I'm telling you, this simple Gemara. If you confuse back and forth, it's simple. It comes out because the Torah said Nesher, and Nesher has 0 going for it. So maybe if you have one thing going for it, it's okay. The problem is halavachi, but without the Nesher, have Amina Leilav Meperes Vaznia. You learn from the Peres Vaznia that what they have one thing going for it, right? Peres Vaznia has 1, and nevertheless it's treif. And I would have learned from it. Ask the Gemara classic. Havli Peres Vaznia Shnei Ksuvim Aboim Kechad. If the Torah says one time, don't eat a Peres, and Peres has one thing going for it. So you know from there, if the Torah would have stopped right there, so I would learn for the whole Torah, for all the birds, all 10,000 species, if you have one thing going for it, you're like a Peres. Don't eat it. But then the Torah says again, don't eat a Znia. And what is Znia? A Znia has one thing going for it. So then the Torah said it twice. Once the Torah says the same thing twice, you can't learn out for anything else. They did an interesting video. The Israelis liked it, actually. They love the controversial. They love the army, the whole controversy with the army. But let me be magdim to that. The story, there's a guy in our shir that his brother, he works in Magen David Adom, the Hasidic guy, comes every single night to the Hebrew shir. His name is Rabbi Avram Friedman, I think. And he tells us, here, give that to me, Shemi. Piece of fresh walnut. Look at this, mamish. I love this. This is what I put in my floors. Nebuch, seriously. I have this mamish, this color. I love walnut. And my placeholder. Where's my placeholder? This is a placeholder. I don't know. Oh, my place. Okay. Anyway, this is a story that the guy just installed on my floor 2 weeks ago. And he's nifter, 40-something years old. Isn't it crazy? And I told him, I'll show you here.
It's been bothering me all week.
You paid him.
Hold on. You don't believe people. They don't believe until my wife says that.
It was a true story.
Hardwood floor. Here. Right? Just jumped. Doesn't want me to show you. Hardwood floor. Here, you read it out loud. Read it. Boker Tov.
Boker Tov, Eli. Mashlomcha. Dror matkin parketim. Niftar biyom shishi b'tzarayim be'ofen maftia. Halach lanuach tzarayim v'lo kam. Im tuchal lakdish limud yomi leilu nishmato. Yitzchak Dror ben Rachel. Wow. That's a terrible story.
He shows me and my wife, he's showing us pictures of his daughter, a young kid, like a 12-year-old or something. And then he's wearing a kippah, and he comes with his 2 bags, not 1, 2 bags of tobacco, and he's rolling these cigarettes. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, you don't understand how expensive is these things. They cost $150, and now I could get it for $20. I'm like, but it's not good for you. The excuses, the typical. But often maftia. No, what shocked me is that this guy that owns the toy stores in New York, he says people tell you what? No, this is worse. He says people tell you he died suddenly. We don't know why. I don't know why. The guy smoked like a chimney. Is that could be a good reason why? We got at least we should take that. I don't want to say this is why. And I know. I'm just saying, let's take something positive out of it. Maybe one more guy will stop smoking. Again, maybe he died from something else. Maybe he had an aneurysm. There's no shaykhs. Then the family's going to call me up, all broiges at me. But I just want to do Lilu Nishmasi, something good. So a good thing should happen. And he asked me a few times, how do I need to do the shir? He wasn't learning much. So he looked at it, he says, yeah, I got there. And then he asked me a few questions. It's not even 2 weeks. My floor is not even done. I still have, and then he tells me, don't pay me. I have a whole pack of money for him. Don't pay me. I'm coming back in a month, he tells me. No, I need to pay you. I don't know what got into me. I said, I don't feel good. I just need to pay you now. But I'm coming back and it'll be okay. Just do me a favor. I don't want to hold on to this cash. Just, they took it. Like, Baruch Hashem. Okay, I mean, I could pay his Yorshim and this, but it'll be like a mess. Okay, Zog the Gemara. He was taka good. I'm confused now what to do. Because in Eretz Yisrael they don't know how to do it. It's like a whole chachma. What?
I'll do it.
Glue. It's a glue down. You're going to come to Eretz Yisrael to do it.
For the right price.
I don't know if I can afford you.
Another Sefer Torah.
Okay, good. Come. When you come to Eretz Yisrael, let's go. You probably... I got to show you. You know what? Seriously, Shimi, I showed people here the craftsmanship on the wood, okay? They have these beams on my porch. I'm sure you have it on your porch. Take a look. I want to show you on my porch. And they have, like wood, like it goes in and out. And they take this piece of wood and they stick it to here, like this, right? So in Israel, the Arabs, they would just cut it straight, put it out, and then you'd have all these. Over here, they cut this piece of wood exactly to the shape of this beam. Boom. There's not a million, you can't put air through it. That's craftsmanship. That's caring about your work. And then like my Noam, and like, how do you notice this stuff? I was like, I worked in it. It's hard. And I was the guys that put my baseboard, they didn't do that. They took a knife, they cut squares for a circle, and they fill it up with caulk. No.
Do your best, cook the rest.
Yeah, exactly. Do your best, caulk the rest. Okay, we're almost done here. Yeah. This guy. So where are we holding? I know what that means. Place that. Oh. Which one? Oh, I'm middle of the video. Yeah. Okay. I'm holding by the video. I'm about to tell you the video to explain. It's hard to understand the video. So this guy, Avram Friedman, I don't know why I was telling you how I jumped to my parquet installer because of this thing. It's your fault. It's beautiful. I love this color. This is one of my favorite. So So he told me his brother wanted to get out of the army. So what do? The old trick. The army doesn't care. They know about the trick. They're not stupid. You come there and you do crazy stuff. You start chasing flies. You eat this. You do that. And then they say, okay, you're out of the army. That was back in the day, before there was a big fight. So his brother doesn't want to do what everybody else does because the guy is going to know. So he has a new thing. The pajamas. You remember the story? His mom's Shabaki Gigi. He puts on his pajamas and but he didn't put it on like in Ramat Bet where he lives. He put it on right by the Lishkat Giyus. He comes down to Lishkat Giyus, he turns around, he sees the Chayal following him. So he makes a left, the Chayal makes a left, right. He gets on a bus with his pajamas and the Chayal is behind him. And he has no choice. He just has to go home with his pajamas. He comes in to the neighborhood, in the Hasidic neighborhood where you can't wear, if you wear a bathing suit, you're done. There's no shidduchim for you in 45 generations. You're done. So he walks into this Hasidic in his pajamas. And his neighbors are looking from the porch. His women from his building are coming out and they're looking at him. He's in pajamas. There's big bizarreness. So now that you know that, but to explain, how do I explain without ruining it? It goes like this. It goes like this. If one guy got a p'tur, then they're all doing the same mishigas, then they all get the p'tur. So that's great. Then everybody would be happy. Because if there's one pasuk, you learn to everybody. But if two guys get a p'tur, then it's only those two guys, and everybody doesn't. Okay? So now that you know this, those who know, here we go, Rabbi say. Shimmy likes it already.
לך הביתה, קיבלת פטור אתה, לך. אתה גם לך יש פטור, לך.
All right, they have to be controversial. They always... What are your friends going to say now? They're not joined this year yet.
They're not yet.
Noch nicht. You're stubborn friends. Zog the Gemara. So we have the problem. We have a Paris is one pasuk, Ozni is two psukim. Anytime you have two psukim, you can't learn anything out of it. Says Gemara, Gemiri, Dikibahai. Yes, each one has one thing that's good for it, but it's different. They're two different ones. Let's say the Paris has the extra finger, but the Ozniya has a zepek. So they're different. It's not Shteik Sumabam Kiachad. But that's the Gemara. But the Yecheshvan doesn't work. So since there's 24 birds, at least 2 of them are going to have the same thing. They're going to have the one thing that's kosher for them. Weiter we have the problem that you have 2 birds that have the same thing, the same simon that's kosher, and you can't learn from it. It says there's 24 birds total. And we know that there's 4 simonim that we established 4 simonim. There's 3 simonim that all the birds have. 20 out of the 24 have the same exact 3 things going for them. 20 birds have 3 simoni kashrus. And the raven only has 2 going for it. And the chad beperes, the chad b'ozniya, and the peres and ozniya only have 1 thing going for it from all the 24 birds. And what about the nesher? 0 going for it. So yeah, that's the whole sugya. Nesher has 0 going for it. Peres ozniya has 1 thing going for it. Orev has 2 things going for it. And 20 birds have 3 things going for it. Oh, so now that all 20 birds have the same thing going for it, but it's the same 1 thing that's going for all 20 birds. And then you have the chad beperes, the chad b'ozniya, and the peres and ozniya have different things going for it. 1, but different. He said, well, let's the same leilif minei. Maybe you should learn from the peres and ozniya that 1 simin is not enough, it's not kosher. Rabbi said this is the whole sugi right here. Wrap it up. Kasser Rachman and Nesher, that's why the Torah says an eagle. Nesher the less lay klal hu de teichel. Since the Nesher has 0 going for it, has 4 bad things, 0 good things. So that's why you can't eat it. Ha'ika disli chad. And if you have any bird out of the 10,000 species, and I'm sure there's subspecies and v'chulu. Yeah, species. Imagine a parrot is a species. How many parrots are there? Thousands. I'm sure there's thousands. But anyways, whatever it is, from the 10,000 species, you could eat every single one besides 24. If it has 1 siman of kashrus, you're allowed to eat it. Ask the Gemara the bomb question, so then why does the Torah even mention the pigeon? All I care is 1 siman of kashrus. So just say, as long as it's not like the eagle, then you're allowed to eat it. It's only to tell us that you have to, for a carbon, you can only use a yaina or a bentar. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.